What's up, guys? Nolan here. Going to try and get back to my roots here. I know I've been doing a lot of rambling lately, but that's where my brain's at. I've got so much stuff going on. As this news pops up for Escape from Tarkov, I was editing and posting a Star Citizen video because they revealed the new ship. And when they revealed the new Star Citizen ship, I was in the middle of working on a Broken Arrow scenario so that I can make a video about that. So I've got too many things going on, where the state of my channels and me making a living doing this YouTube and streaming stuff is just a complete mess. I've got so much stuff going on. The way that I see things and the way that I see stuff with the way that things are going with this channel is this probably isn't going to change short term for Escape from Tarkov. What I am super excited about is release. I want to see what's going on with Terror Group. I want to actually escape from Tarkov. I want to go eliminate the Black Division guys. I want to go see what's going on with Terminal. I am super, super, super excited for release of Escape from Tarkov. That's what I'm going to hit absolutely hard. But the reality is, after the release, probably maybe a month after Escape from Tarkov releases, what's happening there? So if I'm making a living doing this stuff, I need to have stuff that's going on beyond Escape from Tarkov because the clock is running out. We have the full release. Yes, we're going to have DLC and things like that, but I need to prioritize building other followings for other things, which I have been successful in doing. We have the Star Citizen channel. We have the Broken Arrow channel. We've got podcasts. We've got a lot of other stuff going on. The stream's doing well, too, over on Twitch. Unfortunately, I can't figure out how to do things on YouTube as well, but it's just a million things going on. This is all that I have time to do as a one-man show over here, so bear with me for a couple of months here as we head up to the release of Escape from Tarkov. Don't worry, the actual proper edited things are going to be happening like they used to with the release of Escape from Tarkov, but up until then, it's going to be this unscripted stuff. So if you guys want to stick around for that, that's what's going to be happening. Otherwise, again, unscripted stuff. But we are getting some good stuff. We did have the wipe yesterday. I personally was not enjoying it. I wasn't going to bitch about anything. I wasn't going to make a big huff about anything. It's just I was making sure that my take was out there. I was making sure that I politely and appropriately put my opinion out there so that we could give our feedback to BSG, and it looks like BSG was listening. So for anyone that didn't catch my take on this, the TLDR there is I didn't see Escape from Tarkov as being Escape from Tarkov unless there was tasks. I don't understand what we would be doing that's any different than any other looter shooter if there's no tasks. I could live with having to do the transitions if they worked, which is a topic we'll talk about here in a second. I could live with having the... In fact, I think I really like not having the flea market, not having the secure container. I understand that not everybody is going to like that. I understand that. But as a original fan of the game and somebody that signed up, that bought into the game in 2017, this was something that I was super excited for, and it is what Nikita brings up. It is what they originally envisioned for the game. But the thing is here, let's just go into the Nikita mention here. Nikita says, that is crazy. Yeah, well, he's replying to somebody here. So he says, this guy here is saying, BSG has single-handedly made every person who ever complained about doing the same tasks over and over wish for them. That's a masterclass. Coincidentally, also, the video that I just posted about Broken Arrow. If you guys are into RTS games, you should go check out my Mechanized Warfare Masterclass for Broken Arrow. That's over on the second channel. Link below. Shameless plug over. Nikita says, that's crazy. Yes, but the thing is that we just testing these old times when we didn't had quests and people just tried to survive. Already saw many responses that fight are going everywhere on locations, not just in POIs. So that is what they were trying to do. They were trying to have everybody be everywhere on the map, which is interesting. That genuinely is interesting because not everybody needs to go to 3-story dorms. Not everybody needs to go to the gas trucks. Not everybody needs to, what's the other one? Go to that one van or that one train thing or that one trailer or Big Red office or something like, you know what I mean? Not everyone needs to go to those specific POIs. That is interesting. But it's only interesting so long because when you think about it, that is any looter shooter with an interesting map. That is any other game that has loot, where you shoot things and other players. Full stop. That is not Escape from Tarkov. Escape from Tarkov killed those kinds of games for most of us. I know it has for me. It's super difficult for me to play other games unless unless it's a similar system to that in any respect. Now, what is super annoying to me is when we had, yes, the same tasks over and over and over again, and it was the exact same game over and over and over again. Hopefully it was improving over time, or we would hope it would improve over time, and then eventually it does, and they add new guns, and they add new things to shoot, and they add new places to shoot things at, and things like that. But generally speaking, after thousands of hours, I'm not the type of person that will be able to enjoy it for another 1,000. That's just not me. So I am one of those people. There's probably clips out there of me saying just, I can't do it again last wipe, after I maxed out all my traders and after I did the arena stuff. I don't want to have to do those same tasks again. But that is not this time. We have hardcore. I specifically, as a fan of what they were going to do with hardcore, wanted to see how I could compare, how my gameplay would compare to what we understood Tarkov to be, which is the grind, the gritty, the difficult gameplay that you have initially, but the happiness, the reward that you get out of that is climbing and is scraping your way out from the ashes of the difficulty, and now you can feel better, and it's still going to be difficult. You can still get one-tapped. You can still get grenaded by a scav randomly after they randomly yell slow G and just fucking immediately nade you. That can still happen, and it's going to still happen when you have better gear, but you can feel a bit more comfortable in that pain, in that difficulty, because of the effort that you put forward. That is what I'm able to appreciate in Escape from Tarkov, like really love in Escape from Tarkov, is the progression. I need progression. I need something to do there. So I wanted to make sure I made my point about that in general, because as somebody that was happy about the hardcore, guess what? They didn't tell us about the tasks until literally, like, what was like a couple hours before it went up. I immediately, if they had said it, I would have been like, guys, what? Whoa, hold up. Oh, wait, hold up. What now? What now? What are you doing? It's sure. Let's go test it. Let's go see what it's like. Hopefully they got the data that they needed from it, but it's changing. So, where's this post? There we go. So the in-game tasks are now available. In case anyone missed this from earlier this morning, it's now 1:19 Eastern. The tasks are back in the game. You guys are able to progress. We'll see what that ends up looking like for the traders, because it's possible they still don't turn on the traders. In fact, let's okay, clean's not. If somebody is on the traders, let's just go into a VOD real quick. I presume the traders are still like level 1, and you can't actually... Yeah, I feel like somebody would have had level 2 by now. Yeah, I don't think you can actually still... I don't think you can level the traders still. Well, actually, no, we would have seen it there, wouldn't we have? Yeah, it's still 80. So you're not getting level 2 traders. You're not doing that anytime soon. But you do have something to complete. You do have a finish line for every raid when you do want to complete a task, which is interesting. And you get a bit more stuff from it. I'm assuming you're still getting rewards and things like that. So the tasks are back. This was horrible. This was absolutely horrible. It was absolutely an oversight, and I feel very badly for anybody out there that just from muscle memory, from 24 hours previous, just playing the game, hitting insurance, and then spending 700, 800, 900,000 rubles to ensure what they have. The only way that wouldn't have happened is if you had happened to, well, if you had gone like full Chad and you spent a bunch of money immediately and bought a bunch of stuff, and then you wouldn't have had the amount of money required in order to purchase it. So it would have showed up and then you'd been like, whoa, why is this 700, 800,000? There's plenty of people that went and bought that because of muscle memory, and now they're completely broke. Now, you do have Arena. So if that is something that you want to do, you guys can go play Arena. Play Arena for a day. You'll be able to climb out of it. You'll get several 100,000. You'll get rewards from doing the dailies, from doing the weeklies. You can bring it over still. Now, you don't have ref, so you can't spend it on ref, but you can sell the Lega medals, sell the GP coins if you want, bring the money back over, and you will get XP. Your level will increase. I only did, like, I think 7 or 8 raids, and I am, I think level 10. I think I left it off at level 10 yesterday. But the tasks are back. They did reduce the cost of item insurance. I'm not sure to what, and they did reduce the scav cooldown. So this is parts of the changes, the additional adjustments that they're going to be making to the game as it goes. On top of that, They just minutes ago of me when I wanted to start making this video, pushed an update where it said the game will not be stopped. However, the raid time on servers undergoing the updates will be reduced to 10 minutes. So by the time that you guys are watching this would have happened already. This update would have gone out. Additional adjustments have been made to the spawn system on transit locations to reduce the number of situations where several player groups spawn too close to each other. Basically, if you're out of the loop, if you missed the day one and all the news around what's going on with the wipe, it was kind of a shit show. It was really weird. Like, the transitions were as bad as what people assumed they were, but there's a caveat. What everybody needs to remember is the full release, the campaign at 1.0, is that. It is transitions. You are going to start, presumably, at ground zero if there isn't some kind of different tutorial location or something that they're going to spring on us. Presumably is going to be ground zero. You will then need to transition to another map in order to unlock that map and continue the story. That has been the plan for years. So potentially, based off of the issues that we have now found for them, have tested for them, with these groups of players going into these new maps through transitions, potentially, maybe they might end up changing that because it is so bad. It was so bad yesterday. Also, what could happen is, again, based off of these tests, they are able to make adjustments, they're able to make changes, they're able to make fixes to these issues that allow it to be tolerable. And hell, maybe we can be a bit positive here. It will be good. It could be something that is good, and it sticks to the plan of when you're playing the campaign, you have one map, you transition to another, now you have two, you transition to a third, now you have three. While along the way, you presumably meet the traders, pick up their tasks, and go from there, because again, also part of the plan was that you don't have access to the traders. You only have access to them when you meet them in game, which is also tying into the fact that they removed them initially at first. So I think that's kind of the only way that makes sense, other than I know Nikita was saying this, but back when they didn't have tasks. But I think that their mindset right now was try to get people warmed up and to see impressions and get what we can tested as similarly as possible to full release, which is the smartest thing that you could do right now. If you want to release, you have all these fans, you have all these people playing the game, you have all these people testing the game, giving all this feedback and actually putting pressure on the servers. Make it as close to full release, and you also want to make full release like a secret. You don't want people to do the tasks. Make it as close to it as possible so that you can test as many of the systems as possible before you actually do it. And I think that's what they're going for here. And I also think it's a bit of a warm-up to what we're going to be running into in the campaign. We don't have access to the traders till potentially even level 1, what am I saying? With the laptop. Intel Center level 1. You don't have access to because you don't have access to the internet, things like that, and you don't have access to the traders themselves until you go meet them, like you do with Lightkeeper. We've already seen a bunch of those 3D models of those traders. I think that's what's probably going to be happening. So maybe they're trying to warm us up in terms of the transition stuff. That absolutely is something that's being tested, and it absolutely is going to have a role to play in the campaign for 1.0 for full release. So again, it's good that they did that, so that we could get that tested. And it doesn't seem like they're going to change it because it's doing exactly what they needed to do, which was test it and find the problems so that they can get them fixed. Now, if they don't end up fixing them, they're going to have another bigger problem because how are we going to do the campaign? But again, I understand that they're making changes. I understand that they're making adjustments to how these go here. I do not think that's going to happen with the transitions. So if you guys really dislike having to transition to the other maps, I suggest doing it on your scav. That's much easier, and they did reduce the timer on that. So I don't know exactly what, but it was like 2 hours or something like that yesterday. So I suggest trying it with your scav. And otherwise, just know that it's going to be good for 1.0. Everything that we do is in pursuit of making 1.0 better so that we can find these problems and that they can get them fixed. We'll just see if they can accomplish that. As it sits right now, I have no idea whether these actually are working because this has just happened now, and I wanted to get this video up. So let me know what you guys think. Stay tuned for more adjustments. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stream this today. I've got other stuff going on. Like I said, I got a million other things going on that I need to post and need to do. Thank you guys for bearing with me. be ready for full release, because that's when old Nice Guy is coming back. Otherwise, current Nice Guy needs to worry about if he's going to have a job after Tarkov, a month after Tarkov releases. I need to be posting about other games. I need to be building followings for other games, which, again, shameless plug. Make sure to go check out my Star Citizen channel. Make sure to go check out my Broken Arrow channel. I'm putting the most effort into that RTS channel / Broken Arrow channel. So if you guys are strategy fans, go follow me over there. Otherwise, go follow me on Twitch, where I stream as much as I possibly can, if not every single day. That's over at Twitch at Nice Guy. RTS channel is The Autistic Armchair General, and the Star Citizen channel is Nice Guy Star Citizen. So thank you guys very much for watching. Good luck out there. Have fun with the wipe. I hope you are having fun with the wipe. Otherwise, I hope you have a nice day. See you guys.